is everything that came in the box. Got everything laid out here. And I'll make my way over here with the parts box. Here is everything that came in the parts box as well. Here's all 4 different options, and we're going to go ahead and go with option 2 here. Okay, for this assembly, you're going to perform steps 1 through 10, and then that's when it breaks off for the different 4 options. But for all the options, you're going to use steps 1 through 10. Step 1 is assembly steps of the light strip. Here's the light strip. Okay, there's 2 positions for attaching. You can either do it on the bottom of shelf 4 or the bottom of shelf 5. And when I look at this picture, it's hard to say, well, I don't know which one, 4 or 5, but it's good to know that you have options. So in order to see which one you want to do, you have to see which piece 4 and 5 actually what it does. And this is piece 4 and 5 right here. So either you're going to go on the top of the shelf along the back or along this one here. So you have to decide which one you want it on. Illustrated a little bit better even here in this subdivision diagram. There's piece 4 and 5. So 4 is the top part of the shelf and 5 is the bottom part of the shelf. So it looks to me like if you were to go with 5, you're gonna have the light shining down on your desk. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go along the bottom of 5. Here's the light strips. One nice thing here in the directions, they show you which way is the front, and then that corresponds to the piece 5 I have sitting in front of me here as well. And it's showing, all right, there's the front. So that way we know we can put them in the back. I'll remove the adhesive from the back of this before sticking them. And then the plug here is gonna go on the right side. If you're looking this way and that's the front, the plug's gonna go on the right. So we'll just start at this end. And again, we're gonna try to stay in between that hole there and then this hole there. And then also kind of center it as well in the whole board, in the length of the board. Yep, and that's exactly right, because look at piece H here. We're gonna grab these out of the parts bin, the screws in there, and that helps secure the light strip, so it's not just being held by the adhesive only, it's mechanically held up as well. So we are gonna stay in between those holes as I showed you. We're gonna get piece H from the parts bucket after we stick the LED to the piece. What I'm gonna do now is just separate this blue part from the white part on the strip. I'll remove piece H, part H from the bucket, from the bag here. Here is parts H. Okay, we'll get this piece here centered over the hole. See that? Get that centered over the hole there. And now we'll put our screw in and screw it in. So you just go one on that side, one facing this way, same thing this way, come along here, that way, come along here, this way, and that way. Okay, now you just plug these 2 into each other. Okay, this is just a quick test to make sure that the LEDs were in fact working before moving on to the next step. Okay, step 2 is for assembly of the recessed power strip. This is attach 21, the corresponding holes of 16 by using I and L. That's what piece I looks like. L is the screwdriver. And here's where it's gonna go. All right, here's step 2. This is gonna go all the way down in there, like that. This is gonna be facing the closest side. That way it's pointing that way. And it's gonna go right in here. Now we'll take this piece and set it aside. Next is assembly steps of the monitor stand. So here's the parts here. So we got the monitor stand, and then we got 4 screws. This is piece A, and then this is J. These 2 is piece K, and then of course piece 22 there. And then it's going to involve these as well, piece number 23. And when we're installing these things are going to point towards the radius end. That's how we want them there, pointing this way. And we're going to open up the Allen wrenches now. And we'll go ahead and align the holes here. take and set this aside. Next, this is assembly steps of the computer desk. So we're taking piece 1 and 1 and connecting with 3 using fastener C here. 2 of fastener C. Okay, there's piece 1, there's piece 3 going across here, connected to piece 1. I've just got them hand tight right now. And we'll go ahead and drive these fasteners in there. Okay, it says don't fully tighten the screws until the end of step 19. So we're just kind of getting them just barely tight. Step 5, so we're taking this assembly, setting it on its back like this, and then we're gonna go get piece 5 here, the board, and then piece 2s, and we're gonna stick that onto the piece 1s. Okay, I got piece 5 here. We're gonna secure it here. See these holes? They need to go this way, like that. That way this can fasten into that piece there, and that piece, that screw hole there. And that's gonna be the back, so the LED strip is laying down towards the floor. Okay, now we need to secure piece 5 to our frame here. We're gonna use 3 piece A's. It's just gonna go right in here, right to it there. All right, I got piece 5 secured to the frame there. I'm just tightening it up with the Allen wrench. But one thing I wanted to note here is that the LED, make sure you don't pinch the LED cord. It's gonna stay outside here, go under the frame. Not under the frame, in between the wood, but under the piece there. And we'll go ahead and crank it all, tighten it all up here. Now the next part is we're gonna secure piece number 2 and 2 with fasteners with 4E. Okay, there's the E fasteners. I'm gonna fasten those up through the bottom and secure piece number 2 right there. Okay, now I'm still not tightening up these ones on the end all the way. I'm gonna go ahead and crank these all the way down to secure piece 2. Here's the next step. So we're gonna take piece number 4 and put it across the top and secure it with piece fasteners E again. And then we're gonna put some in the side as well, with 4 washers as well on the side. All right, here's how this next step looks. So you're gonna take 8 fastener E's, 4 is gonna go in the top, but first we're gonna do fastener E's on the side with the washers. And when it secures piece 4 to the frame right there. So that's the first step we're gonna do is 1, 2, 1, 2 there. Okay, there's kind of how it looks. So that one still needs to be driven in, of course, but here's what a done one looks like. Okay, now using fastener C, we're going to go ahead and attach the piece that we just assembled to piece 16. So that's the piece with the plug on it. All right, step 7 is complete. We got that piece all attached. Okay, here's step 8. Next step is really easy. We got piece 6 and 7, and then we're going to secure them, these 2 pieces, these are the side pieces, to 8, 9, and 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with C fasteners. Okay, so 6 and 7, and then 8, 9, and 10 right there. So I'm just going to take this. These are all fasteners C. So it helps actually on this step if you have 2 people, because that way the second person can hold this side up while you're holding up this side, and you can put those together. I want to make sure that the threads are facing out on these. I put them on backwards. I didn't catch that small detail. I had it flipped around, so I had to take the whole thing apart and flip it around so the threads are facing out. Same with this side, threads facing out there. And it says just to not tighten them down all the way until you get to step 19. So we're just kind of leaving them. Now we're going to put these on there. That end's going to go right in there, and then the other end's going to attach right up there. And we're going to use fasteners D. Okay, now I've got those 2 pieces in, right there and right there. Go ahead and fasten down with piece D. All right, step 9. So we're taking piece 14 and 14 and securing them with these small pieces, piece 15s here with fasteners C. So it'll ask you too to adjust, pick the height of the top shelf that you want. So you can either choose this hole there or that one to bring it a little bit lower. Okay, here's step 10. We're gonna put pieces 18 on there and attach them with fasteners A. I got these pieces fastened down now. I found it helpful for this step if I laid it on its side like that. That way I could fasten the boards down to the frame. Okay, like I said here, now is the time you have to pick which option you want to go with. So we're going with option 2 still. All right, here we go. So we're gonna grab this one here and this one here and connect them with pieces 12 along the bottom, along the back, and then 13 along the top with fasteners. Option 2, we've got this piece facing this way and that piece facing that way. Piece number 13s are going to connect right there. So we're going to go into the end here and go right there. Okay, we got those two in. Now we're going to take piece number 12 and go on the bottom right there. Right, I got that piece on down there, piece number 12. Now we're going to go grab this piece and this piece. Okay, we just grabbed that piece and set it on there. That piece right there. Now I'm going to grab this piece and set it on there. Okay, now I'm going to get down underneath there and tighten those tables down to the bases. Okay, now for fastening this to the frame, it's all fastener A's along there all the way till you get, check it out, till you get to over here, right to the end of here, and it's B's. It's B's underneath that, so there's going to be 4 B's. So we want to make sure we stop here. So we're going to be underneath this thing, screwing all these in. There's 12 of them. Right, here we are underneath this thing. Got this one in, and we got this one in. Now we're just putting this one in. It's coming along and lining it all up. And you can actually look down. You can look down the thing from underneath here and make sure it's lined up. Make it a little bit easier. Okay, while I'm under here tightening up these screws from the bottom side, I'm also just tightening up everything that they said not to tighten up yet. Now it's time. I'm going through every screw I see. I'm just tightening it up really good. Okay, now I'm going to go under this side right here and input these fastener B's. Okay, step 14 is complete. We're almost done. Now we'll put this up. Clamp it to the table there. Okay, we've got that piece installed now, and that thing just screws down to the table with those little knobs there. Now the last step is to install these two, and they can go on the ends right here. You know when they say to leave the threads towards the outside, that's what that is for. So we're gonna go right here. There's the hook installation there on the side. Okay, normally you could have a hook that goes on this side as well, but I think we're gonna skip that step because there's not enough room here for it.